for this example, we're going to solve by completing the square. X squared minus 6x minus 7 equals 0. Now, to solve by completing the square, you always have to make sure that your constant is on the opposite side as your variables. So, we have to add 7 to both sides. X squared minus 6x. I always leave a space here because we're going to have to put a number in there. And then 0 plus 7 is obviously 7. Now, we have to determine what number will go here in order to make this a perfect square trinomial. That's our goal, so that we can use the square root method after. And now, what we can do to make this a perfect square trinomial is take our b, our middle term, negative 6, just the coefficient, and divide it by 2, and then square it. And that will always result in a number that will make this a perfect square trinomial. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, and then negative 3 squared is positive 9. But you have to also remember that whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So I add 9 to both sides. Now we can factor this, x and x. Now both of these are going to be negative, and multiples of 9 that add to 86 are 3 and 3. And that was our goal. See, they're both exactly the same. So because they're the same, we can rewrite this as x minus 3 squared equals, and now 7 plus 9 is 16. And now we continue using the square root method. Because this is squared, you can square root both sides. And the squared and the square root cancel out, and you'll have just x minus 3. Now the square root of 16 is 4, but you need a plus or minus. So now I'm going to create two different equations, one with the plus and one with the minus. So I have x minus 3 equals 4, and x minus 3 equals negative 4. Now I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So x equals 7, and add 3 to both sides on this one. And x equals negative 1. So my two answers are x equals 7 and x equals negative 1.